I just kind of got the feeling that this would be a more epic level. So I'm gonna go ahead and record it. Long story short, they're scrambling us up to meet some whoa. Hello. That's a first. Is it gonna do that all the way through? I wouldn't understand why it would. Please don't. Oh, I don't like this. Hold on. Boop. Oh no, what is this? Oh, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you? You're making me have to... Yep. Just gonna make me have to do it. Yep. I got out of that menu. Why does it always do this? So, there probably is a thing with this where it actually does. I want to look at the... What the hell? Yeah, what is that about? It's not doing it now. Mofos. I think it's a glitch with OBS, I think. Yeah, it's not doing it now.
All pilots, listen up. I'm getting in my plane right now. So when this briefing is done, I expect to see all of you running.
All Allied air power not currently predisposed in other operations are to be scrambled immediately. No need for a long story short. I guess listen to this if we can otherwise read the subtitles. Of the Solana communication relay, the Federation has been disorganized and subject to our own electronic warfare countermeasures. It is because of this, our first conventional victories up and down the front lines are being reported, and the Federation is dealing with losses it hasn't had to deal with in decades. Recently, in order to improve individual unit combat effectiveness, the Federation has been discharging Cascadian units and replacing them with soldiers who are nationals. Subsequently, many of our once misguided countrymen have defected and are providing us with invaluable intel and manpower. Earlier today, one of our patrols caught a group of transports using the cover of an Arctic storm to get unorganized and underpowered Federation units out of Cascadia. Probably air-to-air mission. Like this sounds like this is going to be fun as hell. Patrol engaged, and the Federation sent more fighters to cover them. Seeing as these transports represent the bulk of Federation forces who have experience fighting us, we did not want them to regroup, so we sent more reinforcements. Squadron leaders and base commanders on both their side and ours have been escalating force deployment ever since combat began. High-profile squadrons and our forces in theirs are currently present. This snowball effect, however, has inadvertently created, by all accounts, what is turning out to be the most expansive aerial battle in the war thus far, and is steadily falling out of control. We cannot let the Federation have any more of their forces escape and regroup, even if it means the largest furball in history. Alright, here goes nothing. Nice. Ooh. Don't know why I forgot where the mouse was for a second. Okay. Oh, I have enough for the F-15. It just doesn't seem like there's an actual reason to pick up the F-15. .170 roll rate. 210 roll rate. Yaw rate's the same. All the air-to-air stuff. As far as I see it, there are no advantages. Hold on, UGBL, UB3, UB3, MLAG. Yeah, there don't seem to be like, it's got a machine gun pod, okay. But yeah, there don't seem to be any like real benefits to bringing the F-15 in here. Oh, hold on. What is that? What was that? Oh, I've already seen this thing.
I think. SV-37. 60, 165, 70 strike fighter. It looks really cool. Yeah, it's like I kind of just want to pick what's effective. That's the one downside to like doing the rating system once again is like if you do a rating system where you have to pick based on stats and whatnot, then what you have is essentially like only a few planes that are really effective. Right now, the only thing that catches my eye about this plane is the response rating. Everything else, stats are lower, which makes me wonder what the response rating is. Like, is that just like how sensitive the aircraft is to input? Because that should be the same all around. The response rating on this thing is 2.1. 2.2. Yeah. They really haven't given me any reason to use anything but the F-18. So I'm gonna just keep using the F-18. Lock air-to-air and SCDM is just more standard missiles. I just take more multi-locks. Flares or AOA, flares. AOA is really cool for when you're like going against like aircraft that aren't that are like more maneuverable than you, that are like more, they can turn tighter, they have a bit tighter radius than you, which might be the responsive rate. I know turn rate, yeah, that's not the same as turn radius. Maybe responsive rating might have something to do with the radius. I'm not sure. Or maybe it doesn't really matter in this game. Maybe they just want to look like they did something cool and tactical. Or cool and, I don't know, worth the thought. But yeah, AOA is really good for like when you gotta fight people who don't typically who you can't like just raid around with, and you can't actually turn aside of them. The flares are the best way to go, honestly, because being able to just basically tell their missiles to screw off despite your maneuver allows you to keep from being suppressed and take a good kill shot. Alright, let's go. That's a blizzard to them? Yes.
Let's get to business.
Ooh.
Where have you guys been? Now the Federation Air Force is here. I thought this was a good idea. This is the Mercenary AWACS Galaxy to all allied call signs. Flashing item to any IS AWACS. How copy? What? What do you mean I'm the only friendly AWACS left in this AO? Fine. All friendlies. I'm in charge now. Begin handshake procedures and try to stay alive. All units engage at will. Establish your superiority. We have any more down. Negative. Almost every combat capable fighter on this side of the road is inbound.
Friendlies in the area? You basically just told me I can't use my multi-lock. Why can I do that? Is that because I bought like multiple? That's awesome.
If we try to do any maneuvers in this, we're more likely to crash car escorts. We got positive contact. Looks like Sicarios here. Yeah, we'll
tighter the whole time. To a certain point, I don't even bother. have the AOA module. They're the only people out here now. What's my team doing? Whoo!
The full fury of Federation air power was unleashed today over the Bering Strait. And
That what that
miraculously,
was?
thanks to the actions of the Hitman team, we have not only survived it, but bested it. The Federation's force projection capabilities will be heavily decreased now that their air support across the theater has been effectively decimated at the moment. It'll take some time for them to shore up more pilots from their vassal states, but for now, we have the total advantage. All that remains for them, then, is their airships. But we're drafting up a plan to deal with them now. Until your next orders, get some rest, and expect a little bonus. We couldn't get an exact count of how many fighters you downed today, but we'll just round up and call it fair.
We'll just round up. Well, here I see before me an exact count. Quite a few. Yeah. Nice, old man. Yeah, definitely have me pulling this thing dang near off the desk.
Hitman team, an interesting hit came up on available taskings, and I don't think anyone else from Sicario's pilots or the other merc teams could take this on. So, listen up.
Independence Force victories countrywide have cascaded into each other. The Federation, now having lost a great deal of its air forces, are falling back.
Alright.
As their front lines fall, however, activity from the more unknown elements of the Federation here in Cascadia have started to stir. Several fishermen within the last week have reported intense bursts of light emanating from the Harkema Industrial Park off the coast. This rig is part of a naval-based private ownership property leased out to several international companies, including a firm called Icarus Armories. The Federation has recently deployed their own defenses to the rig, and on top of that, it's manned by private security forces. Your objective is to wipe out any Federation presence on the facility, providing a distraction for Sicario's SOF to uncover what they're doing. Ronan will be clearing some of the radar buoys, giving you a way into the airspace undetected. When you make it through, be prepared for anything. We have no idea what else might be being worked on out there.
Yeah, I don't think this stuff projects all the enemies. I think it just projects like your targets. Because there's generally a lot more stuff out there usually than what they show on those maps. I'm not going to actually start the mission. I'm just going to see if any new planes became available. Because that SK-37 or yeah, this slid in under the radar, so I'm assuming something else might have as well. 105. This one's long range. Oh, they're saying it's an interceptor. Okay, I'm like, I thought it was a bomber. A Russian bomber. 100. Okay. Response rating 65, 175, 85. Yeah, I'm wondering what that response rating is about. Probably gonna end up buying the jet just to see what it does. Even though it took me quite a few levels to get up the money just to do so. Like, I don't want to buy this thing and then look again and all of a sudden there's something else that I want more than this, like an F-22 or something. I'm hoping this music isn't too loud. In fact, I'm hoping that my headset's not picking it up. The music that I'm listening to outside of this, because then it may be playing both at the same time. Yeah, let's get an idea for. Okay, memory served me well. Oh, that's the controller, the VR controller. That's where we just were, if I'm right. No, that's where we were. Cold War. This was the desert. Lone Sortie. I think this was in the mountains, which I really like that environment. I'll go there. Dodging missiles in between the mountains and whatnot. That was hella fun. Let's test this thing out. Yeah, not a very big. Yeah, like not a very big. Let's play with the AOA limiter. Even though there's not a super big difference, like from in the cockpit for what it does. You can see what it does. Make sure we're lined up to. Immediately start doing some real dangerous stuff. One thing I'm definitely liking about this over Ace Combat 7 is the weather systems. Having a thunderstorm without having like things blowing you around at random parts of the map, or basically just whenever they decide you're doing too good, and that the weather just being more of a cosmetic or visual effect, and then just seeing different weather on different kinds of maps instead of, well, you have these maps and then you have the weather maps where there's weather. It's like, no, there's weather all over these maps. It's just you're gonna get to see those different types of weather across different environments altogether instead of just on this one map. Beautiful. Stretch screen design. It's really weird. I'm sure it doesn't actually look like that in a real Russian aircraft. This cockpit looks so cool though. I just wish the stick moved. That's it. Oh no, and the attitude indicator, I wish that worked too. Because it's my natural reflex to look down at the consoles whenever I can't see right outside the cockpit. Because the numbers, I can read them and I can tell, like, oh, negative or positive, and I can see my flight path indicator. But I just prefer to look at those instruments instead, as soon as I can't see. Probably haven't seen the tunnels yet. Not that I'm gonna attempt any flight inside of them. If the flight physics were more like DCS, I might, because I'm used to that. Or even like Ace Combat, yeah. Flight physics, or I'll say not the flight physics, the way the actual flight controls, nope, it would be physics, yeah. The way the flight physics work, it's a little bit too foreign. Like the idea of not having any wind or gravity pulling me around. I'm gonna take my feet off the rudder. I drop, right? Now let's do a slight incline. And look at my heading tape. See that? No turn, no change in heading whatsoever. That is not a thing. Essentially, control the whole thing without rudder. Rudder just becomes, you know, precision instrument, a precision tool. That happened way down there, where a cloud didn't render. That was actually pretty spooky there. I'm gonna climb now. Hold on, do I lose speed when I nose up? Okay, at least that works the way it's supposed to. Yeah, that guy, he was cobering to turn around. He would pull it back like that, let his airspeed go down, and then he would rudder, hit it again to pull hard back 180. It was insane. I was just like, holy crap, what is he doing? It's half hard to see because, you know, VR, and then it's half hard to see because frame rate loss. Game plays smoothly enough that I don't really care. I'm such a addict when it comes to VR and flight that I don't care. Man, that was actually one of the cooler, not the hardest, but one of the cooler dogfights I've done in this game so far. And man, when they came in the first time to try and get me, that was the hardest one because I was actually just trying to sit there and fight them and almost got one of them. But they made it clear that they want me to shoot them down with the amount of missiles they were throwing my way and how they were following me everywhere perfectly. I was like, yeah, they don't want me to kill these guys. They legit just want me to run away. I'm like, this will take forever. And I didn't have AOA limiter, I don't think, when I did it. So when I was in the F-16, yeah, I had no AOA limiter, so I couldn't. But that's really cool. Let's watch the sonic boom one more time before I jump out. Shit. I thought so. Whenever you max back on that, it deploys the speed brake on its own. One thing I think they need to work on is your sense of speed, as they would say, like being able to tell how fast you're going with like audio cues, because you can't hear it like super crazy, but when you pull really hard like this, one, you lose airspeed. My airspeed's been consistent the entire time, and that's not realistic. Even a max backstick, my airspeed remains the same. But whenever they pull hard like that, you can hear the air. Yeah, you can hear the air rushing by or contending with those flight controls, fighting those flight controls. You can see it. And it doesn't really shake that much. It seems like, it doesn't really shake a whole lot, but like, man, like when they pull hard, there's like a rumbling, like a vibration or something. It looks insane. There's like no rumbling. There's no turbulence. The clouds are there, but there's no like sense of, oh, I'm pulling really hard. There's no sense of I'm losing any airspeed or gaining any. When you go fast, you hear the afterburners. When you go slow, you hear things sort of kind of turn low. But when you're slow, but you're still got the afterburners going, there's no difference in how they sound or how the wind sounds or anything like that. This slight whistling that you hear during the menu is the same whistling you hear throughout the entire time. And if they get the chance to fix that or work on that, that will be absolutely awesome. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Whole hell of a lot of fun that mission was. I wish there was a replay mode.